of being ignorant douchebags.
Oh, I wouldn't say we're douchebags. Ignorant, maybe, but douchebag seems a little harsh, don't you think?
Well, then I wish you would talk to my wife then, because that's what she's always called.
No, I think we are the show that is not afraid to be absolutely real, like just to flay ourselves open like a dead fish.
Flay ourselves open?
And say, look inside, there's no guts here.
That sounded so creepy.
So
I mean,
the metaphor may be lacking a little bit, but I think that the tagline...
and it puts the lotion on its skin.
Experts at nothing with opinions on everything is a most excellent tagline.
I do think it is a most excellent there, Ted, or are you Bill, of our excellent adventure. That was awesome.
Very excellent. I don't know, it's like sand in the wind. Like everything is dust in the wind.
So, you know how I've been complaining about my kids can't get. I got two girls that are, one's a teenager, one's almost a teenager. Well, she is a teenager without the age of it.
I know. I'm taking notes because my kids are far behind that. So
yeah, but yours is going to be boy stuff. You know, I always think that you're going to have it easier than me, because at least you have the same genes as the child in your house. Me, I've got women that don't understand what I'm saying, and why would they?
Yeah, me too. I think I have it easier than you too.
Right.
I'm just going to stick with that. Thanks.
But they got really messy rooms, and I'm always upset about it. I'm always trying to get them to clean their rooms, and I'm not much better. I try to keep my office locked so that they don't see that I'm living the same thing that I'm bitching at them about on a regular basis.
Clean your room and get out of my office, because it's a danger zone.
Danger zone, exactly.
You could fall on a knife that's buried in a pile of books.
I've got a messy room office. They've got messy rooms. They're unorganized. Their lives are going to be in chaos. Life is going to be horrible. And then I came across an article from Elite Daily that said that the messy rooms are where creative people flourish.
Awesome. So have you found yourself flourishing amongst your muck?
I flourish creatively now because they told me I could. So I don't have to clean my room. I clean my office, and my creativity goes out the window, and I'm a dullard. I don't want to be a dullard like you. Look at your clean, organized office. Me, I'm creative because I can't pick up a banana peel off the floor.
Oh, no. There are messy places in my office. There are messy places.
Once again, don't want to go there.
If you want to be comfortable, you can. There's a messy place right over there.
Hey, welcome to the Bill and Jason Show.
I'm Jason, that's Bill,
Hi.
and this is another week of experts on nothing with opinions about everything.
I'm going to have to write that down, aren't I? You're actually going to go with that. Okay,
yeah,
great.
well,
okay.
it's been declared. And this is where the show starts.
On everything.
You know, I discovered I was sick last week.
Yeah.
And
only last week.
Well, just for a day, you know. I think my flu shot worked actually. And so what I did was what I usually do when I'm sick is I watch daytime TV, which is a really good barometer on how infrequent I get sick, because I was like, oh my God, this is on daytime TV.
Right.
I watched a little bit of Jerry Springer, and I was just like, wow, like people go and talk about this, about their lives on TV. This is incredible.
How bad do you want to be famous?
And the acting is amazing. It's like so authentic. And girls fighting and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, what else is on? So I'm both fascinated.
You are not the father.
I'm both fascinated and horrified at the same time that these people are going to raise children. And it's like, but on the flip side is it made me feel good about like I'm a pretty darn good dad, no matter how I am compared to them.
Right.
So I think that maybe was the purpose. But then I fell across this show that I was like, whoa, this was like an oasis amongst all of the ridiculousness of daytime TV.
So
yeah, it was
really intelligent.
It was.
Really smart.
Are you psychic?
Yes.
It was like, okay, am I going to be really rich and famous next year?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, wait a minute. Is next year going to come, or is it always just going to be next year? Is this a trick psychic thing?
Well thought of.
See, I'm already tuning into the Penn Jillette skeptical brain who's going to be on the show, and I'm like, I think I'm going to debunk this psychicness. So,
yes,
what?
Of course.
I
agree.
Next year's never going to come. Like it'll always be next year.
Maybe.
Oh, you went to the Magic 8-Ball school. So anyway, I discovered this. I discovered this show called Intelligence for Your Life, And I'm like,
wow.
this is amazing mental floss fodder of ridiculous studies on all kinds of strange and interesting things that are like fun to talk about at cocktail parties.
Right.
So I don't have a cocktail, but I thought that we could talk about some of those stories.
Well, you called me about it, so I did watch one of the programs, and the first thing they talked about, and these are like a bunch of little stories that take about 2.5, 3 minutes, and these three people talk about it. And and by the way, we should say that the host and producer of the show is the one and only John Tesh.
Well, he's not the producer, actually. His wife is the producer,
Oh.
and he's the host.
He brings the hairline.
She's the brain, he's the eye candy.
Boy, man, oh man, is he. I'll tell you, one thing that he brought a lot more of than he used to is bangs. He's got some hairline going on, and he's covering up in a big bang way. Just so you know, if you haven't looked it up yet. So the first story they talked about was about romance novels and how romance novels are horribly addicting, especially to females.
Now, you're going to want to share this with your significant other, if that's a female, or your wife. This is going to be like really groundbreaking for your relationship.
It was an article they found in the New York Times by a person by the name of Motoko, Motoko Rich, saying that these romance novels have become addictive because they speak to a much higher, like very it's way overly romanticized what life is really all about. And in fact, one of the quotes was, and the quote, I want to say who the quote was from because it was very interesting. Marriage therapists said that women specifically can become dangerously unbalanced.
See, it is their fault.
Because of romance novels.
It is their fault. If they've ever read a romance novel, they've been corrupted for life. Unrealistic expectations of what men should do.
Unbalanced. I mean, that's horrible. I mean, that's like she reads a thing on Fabio and then she finds a kitchen knife and looks for you. That dangerously unbalanced. I mean, God. But anyway, that's pretty much the entire article. That's pretty much all they talked about, and then they were done.
Yeah, it's actually pretty sad. Actually, in reality, I mean, it's fun to joke about, but it's like since the beginning of time, there have been, it used to be that women were dangerously unbalanced if they didn't just obey what their men told them to do, i.e., their husbands.
Right.
There's an expression that says that what was it? Shoot, women who are well-behaved women rarely make history.
Yes, in fact, my kids have that on their wall.
Yes,
which may explain a lot.
It's kind of, but it's ironic, as if like women can't actually just differentiate between what they see in a romance novel. Because couldn't you, in defense of women everywhere, couldn't you say the same thing about online porn?
That men become dangerously unbalanced. Yeah, they become dangerously drowsy.
Their expectations of their women as sexual partners.
Okay.
I mean, like they expect that women will have like an insatiable appetite after the third time.
I'd like to speak more specifically to that, but I have no idea and no barometer on that at all.
What do you mean?
Because I've never looked at online porn.
Oh.
So the next story that I saw on this show was
tell me
from the University of Virginia. According to this, people would rather have pain, actual physical pain, than to sit alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Nothing but their thoughts. 15 minutes. You got to sit there, and then they put them in a room. Nothing alone. Nothing. No music. No iPod. No nothing. Just sat there. And 15 minutes later, all these people were complaining about having to be there and having to just sit there. They just hated being alone in their thoughts. So So the next time they did it, put them in the room. They said, okay, you have two choices. You can either sit alone with your thoughts and do nothing at all, or you can push this button and it will give you an electrical shock.
A distraction.
An electrical shock, a painful electrical shock. And according to this, 2/3 of the people pushed the button.
Wow.
2/3 of the people that went into this room would rather shock themselves with electricity than to be to sit alone with their thoughts for any amount of time.
Okay, so my question for you is: would you have been a button pusher? Would you have pushed that button?
I don't know. Part of me says absolutely.
Okay.
Another part of me says, I don't know. I have no idea.
I wish there was a way we could test this.
Why, you want to find a cattle prod? That's not smart.
No, but I could maybe put a wire in the outlet or something like that.
Okay, well, Jason looks for that wire to put in the outlet. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Bill and Jason Show. All right, did you find something?
No.
Good. Thank you very much.
So which one do you think you would have pushed it? I think I would have pushed it.
Yeah, I honestly think I would have pushed it.
Depending on the thoughts. Sometimes I'm having good thoughts. Like, oh, these are nice thoughts. And like, oh no, evil thoughts. Make them go away.
I'm a bad boy.
That's all the evil or your thoughts get? I'm a bad boy?
Oh, I am a bad boy.
Okay, that sounds like the good thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, like the studies where they found that like men think like women. They've done studies where it's like men will have an over-exaggerated like, oh, I'm so dashing and handsome, even though they interview a woman and about the same guy. She'd be like, no, he wasn't. He was really kind of a tool.
Yeah.
Not attractive at all. What do you think she thought of you? She thought I was awesome,
right,
and gorgeous.
Right.
Check out this keg.
Well, the truth of it is, though, if you can't look in the mirror and see that, why would you ever go out there and present it to the opposite sex? Honestly, when I can't look in the mirror and go, how you doing? Hey, come on, you look great today, baby. Now let's go out and I'll present myself to better looking people than me. If I can't do that in the mirror, then I'm going to go, wow, I should just get back under the covers and eat some more ice cream.
So is that where you learned how to do that? It was in the mirror?
Do what?
Make your believe that you're better looking than you are to go and pursue women who are better looking than you.
I mean, that's those kind of affirmations are helpful to people. I mean, I don't know. I can't say I did that all the time.
I'm having you. You sound like you're speaking from personal experience.
I have. Okay, I have looked into the mirror and daily affirmationed myself. But it is true when they say you got to love yourself.
What do you
before you can love others? You got to love yourself before you love anything else. Well,
affirmations can be effective.
They can be very powerful. In fact, they're so powerful. Speaking of that little show again, that's weird that you're even taking us to that. But
I'm trying to find out what you do.
Well, I just told you it is self-talk. I mean, it is self-talk. If you talk about yourself negatively, then you get negative. You end up surrounding yourself with negativity and all that stuff. So I've done that before, and I've been here. So to bring myself out, I have to do the. I've been alone in my thoughts.
Okay, the question is What affirmation do you say? I
haven't done one in a while.
So you forgot them?
No, I mean, hey, you're good looking. You the man.
That's what you say?
I have in the past. It isn't what I say every day. I don't have like a thing. I get up in the morning. I've written it down. All right. You are good looking.
Can we do an experiment?
You are smart.
Can we do an experiment?
You have not losing your hair. You are thin. Your wife jumps on you whenever possible. Your kids are not messy little monsters.
Fill in the adjective. Okay, this is great. So let's do a little psychological experiment that has been inspired from Intelligence for Life.
Okay.
Well,
I can tell you the story that they wrote.
Every day for the next week. Now, when we get together to do a podcast next week, what I want you to do is talk about how you've been, how your affirmations have worked. I've got a meditation thing that I learned.
Really?
I learned a transcendental meditation technique called Ascension, which sounds like really cool. That would be awesome.
You don't?
I don't.
Isn't that
I think you got to be really good at it to do that.
To
levitate.
Okay, but you haven't.
But there's 4 affirmations. One is praise. One is gratitude. One is love, and then the other one is like being connected to the universe.
Gratitude, I think, is the most powerful
sound
of all
like,
of them.
Like really hippy dippy. Well, I don't know.
At least I found it to be.
I don't have them on a scale.
Well, but I mean, if I take on gratitude for the day, if I take on gratitude, that speaks to me more powerfully than any of the others.
Well, great. Well, then do gratuitous. That didn't come out right. Do gratuitous.
I told you I don't look at online porn.
Anyway, what was the story that you were going to tell us about?
Well, it was because, speaking of the affirmations, they have a thing where changing your passwords to affirmations. Change all of your passwords to, like if you're losing weight, you write lose 50 pounds by next week. And that becomes your password.
I remember this. Just a moment. Hackers, please tune out and hit stop at this point of the program. Thank you. Now go on. Finish
No,
what
I'm
you're
not
gonna
saying
say.
I'm doing this, but I mean, if that's one of the things, because they say is because you have to type that word in or that affirmation in on a regular basis. You put it in all your passwords, the one that you want to work on. Meet someone wonderful, or you are a great looking person, or you're svelte and are not losing your hair. Whatever those things are that you want for yourself.
Svelte. You would choose svelte?
Svelte. If I could spell it, absolutely.
Or is that to confuse the hackers?
It's more of a Finlandia thing.
Finlandia?
Anyway, Portlandia?
What shows do you watch?
You wouldn't understand.
You do have more cable channels than I do.
I do have more. But anyway, they say that this works. They say it works. And that's why it works, is because of that you use affirmations, and these affirmations literally have to be typed out every single time you use one of your devices.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And then after your identity gets stolen, then you can recreate your life in any which way you want it to
So the
be.
hackers go around and they find somebody who's like really sad and overweight. Let me think. He wants
like
to be
he's
good
skinny.
looking and skinny. Let me try good looking and skinny. Wow, look at that. I got all of his money.
Right. Or anything related to money. Like, I want to be a millionaire. I am a millionaire.
Well, they do say in the thing that your affirmation should, you should be realistic. Millionaire in 3 weeks. Go for it, but that's not necessarily as realistic as 10 pounds in 30 days.
Like, give yourself a contest you can win.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, yeah. You can have all the enthusiasm in the world, but actually, it takes a longer for the universe to line up than that.
Right.
It does. And on that inspirational note, I think we'll wrap up this frenetic edition.
Frenetic? It wasn't frenetic. It was very well planned out and thought out, I think.
And very well articulated, if I do say so myself.
And
for
we're
you.
good enough, and we're smelly enough, and gosh darn it, you'll be telling 2 friends about our show.
And having them tune in so that you guys can feel better about yourself.
Go to BillAndJasonShow.com or like us on Facebook or tweet our tweeter.
Bye.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sampled per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.